Te reo ererangi o te mānia. This episode was produced in Otatahi by Plains Media, with support from New Zealand On Air.
Step inside to the quirkiest, stinkiest, and most hilarious adventure yet. Today on Spin Me a Tale with Xanthe, we explore the Bad Smell Hotel by Leela and Rajorshi Chakraborti, published by Ahoy, an imprint of the Cuba Press in 2023. Get ready for laughter, surprises, and a hotel you'll never forget. The dance. We're back in 2050 and Jerry's robot, Busy, reminds him he should be heading over to the Bad Smell Hotel auditorium to watch Aina dance. Jerry is hologramming his mum, Esther, while making himself a frozen berries, maple syrup and Greek yogurt smoothie. Jerry's funny like that. He likes making food from time to time, even though his cooking robot, Chef Joy, could easily do it. In fact, on such occasions, Jerry switches Chef Joy off to avoid the constant stream of suggestions on what he could be doing differently. Mum, I better go. Remember? Aina? She's doing a performance. The dancer? Jerry nods and is about to say bye when Esther suggests that he asks Aina out for a coffee sometime. We had this conversation. It's not that easy. What's so hard about having a coffee unless one of you doesn't like coffee? Well, for starters, have you seen the cafeteria in here? I know you haven't, so let me tell you. It's this huge, cold, awful hall where no one ever stays more than 15 minutes. And then try having a conversation with someone with 2 smell protection headsets on. You can barely see each other's faces. Plus that hall echoes. Okay, then hologram from your rooms, Esther suggests. Except Jerry can't hear her over the noise of his blender. She repeats her idea and adds that he shouldn't call people while he's blending stuff. Not me, and certainly not Aina. Mum, let it go. And what if we don't have anything in common? By now, Jerry is pouring out his smoothie. Well, you both like dancing, that's for sure. Start with that. Maybe she also has a fish, or she likes dogs. You could tell her about Dodge the Smell Monster. She's not going to be impressed by that. She's not 10. Well, what are you talking about? You know how many grown-ups play it. At which point, Busy does Jerry a favour by reminding him that Aina's performance is due to start in 4 minutes. Mum, did you hear that? I gotta go. Love you. Busy, put the smoothie in the fridge, will you? I'll have it when I get back. Oh, and Mum, tell Larry to hologram me sometime if he wants a birthday present from me this year. Bye. Bye. And by the way, I noticed you put your... But that's when Jerry switches off his mother's hologram. Thanks, Busy. That was great timing. Boy, that's a conversation I never get tired of having. Why don't I make more friends inside the Bad Smell Hotel? It's easy to suggest when you're never visited, says Jerry while looking around for his phone. He finds it beside the yogurt pot and needs just one more thing before he can rush off. Except, where is it? Jerry looks in the obvious places, but he can't see it anywhere. It's definitely in the room or bathroom, but somehow Jerry can't spot his smell protection headset. Biz, do you know where I put it? He asks in desperation, looking for some reason under the bed, even though there's no way it could have got there. Instead of answering, Busy walks over to the freezer and holds it open. On the second shelf, next to the pack of mixed berries Jerry used for his smoothie, is his headset nicely frosted over. Your mum was trying to tell you, Busy says. Silly me. Thanks, Biz. See you later. Jerry grabs his headset and puts it on. He has just over 2 minutes to get to his usual front row seat in the auditorium. He's going to have to run. It's a huge building and he needs to get there on time, because even if one person hasn't turned up to watch, Aina might decide not to dance. As he sprints, Jerry suddenly feels a headache coming on, plus he's finding it very difficult to see. Everything in the corridor is so blurred. Oh man, he wonders, am I coming down with something? Then the answer hits him. It's really cold inside his headset. That's why Jerry's head is hurting. His headset must have been in the freezer through most of his call with Mum, from the time he got the berries out, and the reason he can't see where he's going is that the visor keeps fogging up. Thank goodness he can just about make out shapes coming towards him and knows his way around the hotel. When he arrives at his usual seat, the stage lights are on, but Aina's performance has not yet started. Jerry looks around while he regains his breath. As usual, no one else has come. For a moment he feels very sad for Aina. So many more people should be here. Some might be watching a hologram live stream in their rooms, but it's not the same thing. Even though he has never spoken to her, Jerry feels sure that it would make a difference to Aina if this auditorium was more full. Just as he sits down, the music starts up, and Aina appears from stage right. If she had been waiting for at least one person to come. Today she's wearing a turquoise tutu and is doing ballet. Jerry is full of anticipation, except for one annoying issue. His smell protection headset is still freezing and totally fogged over. This is no way to watch a show. Jerry's first idea is to run all the way back to his room and turn on the live stream. But he wonders, would Aina continue to dance if the only person in the audience got up and left? How would that make her feel? Jerry looks around again to be sure no one else has come and makes a decision. He takes off his smell protection headset and puts it on the seat beside him. He will put it back on as soon as it has returned to room temperature. In the meantime, Jerry reckons he is far enough away from the stage. One other person's smell, plus his own, shouldn't be unbearable in this vast hall. If it does get bad, he'll use a scented tissue. Jerry feels in his trouser pocket. Yup, got him. And afterwards, in his room, he can recover with a VR nature walk. Maybe send his avatar on a stroll with Comet through a flower garden in the Netherlands. Aina is totally into her dance. Jerry realises it now. It's contemporary rather than traditional ballet and hasn't noticed what's going on, and soon Jerry too has forgotten about everything else. Aina is such a wonderful dancer and the music so soothing that the headset, the tissues, the rules of the Bad Smell Hotel, everything slips from Jerry's mind. He's so happy to be here watching her. He thinks that other people don't know what they're missing. It's not the same watching a hologram perform on top of your kitchen bench. It's only after Jerry has given Aina a standing ovation at the end and she has disappeared off stage after her bows that he noticed something weird. Nervously, he takes a deeper breath than usual. Maybe he did give himself a head cold and his nose is all blocked up. Jerry touches his headset, which is still on the seat beside him. It has warmed up almost to normal, but that's not the puzzling thing. He completely forgot to put it back on. The performance was so captivating. That means he watched Aina for 40 minutes without any smell protection. And yet Jerry takes another deep breath at this point to double check. There isn't a fart in the air. The surprise. Even though there's no need to, Jerry runs back to his room as fast as he sprinted to the auditorium. But his mind is going even quicker than his legs. If I tell her, he thinks, she'll leave the Bad Smell Hotel. But if I don't, it will be so unfair. She has to know. Either Aina is cured or else she should never have been here in the first place. It was some temporary condition, not lifelong, because Aina isn't farty anymore. I watched her dance for 40 minutes without a headset on, and not once did I smell a fart. Hey you, yes you, the reader, you've probably noticed something else Jerry is still missing, but we won't give it away just yet. If you're reading this with somebody, let them work it out on their own. The penny is going to drop for Jerry very soon. As soon as he is back in his room, Jerry takes off his headset, makes sure to place it on its charger beside his bed, and dictates a message for Busy to transmit to Aina's robot, Vovita. Hi Aina, we've never spoken, but my name is Jerry, and I came to your dance. My headset was too cold to wear because I was making a smoothie while hologramming my mum, and accidentally never mind, that's not relevant. The reason I am messaging is that I watched you for 40 minutes without a headset on, and not once was there a smell. Are you sure you're still farty? Because you definitely weren't today. Sorry for the weird question. Jerry, room 303. Little does Jerry know, but he's just started a chain of events that will change the world. His message, then Aina's reply, then what they're about to figure out together will go down in history. All because he liked making smoothies and accidentally left his headset in the freezer. And because Aina never gave up dancing, even though only one person came along to watch. The puzzle. Hi Jerry, it's Aina. First of all, Thanks for coming to the dance. It's very kind of you. I did see you in the front row without a headset and wondered if you were new. Have you come before? Wow, it's hard to believe what you're saying about there being no smells. Are you sure it wasn't because the auditorium is so big and there was just the two of us? But thanks again for coming. In case you are new, let's hologram sometime. If you have any questions, be glad to help. Aina. Busy reads out this message to Jerry, which makes him think about the coincidence of his mum suggesting hologramming with Aina just an hour ago. Maybe he should pretend that he is a newcomer to the Bad Smell Hotel to give them something to talk about. Incoming, Busy calls out. It's another message from Vovita. There's something more Aina wants to say. Jerry, something occurred to me after I sent that last message. Are you sure you don't have a blocked nose? LOL. And if not, I want to throw your own question back at you. Are you sure you're still farty? Because if there was no bad smells around you after 40 minutes, that means you, too, weren't making any. The penny now drops for Jerry. With Aina's help, he's so stunned that he needs to sit down, and in doing so, he knocks over the smoothie that Busy has brought out for him. Biz, please will you take care of that? I'm so sorry. Chef Joy is better suited to handle wet and sticky, is Busy's reply. But Jerry doesn't look like he's heard him. In fact, Jerry's thinking that Aina is absolutely right. But what does it mean? Have they both got better over time? Jerry doesn't want to move from his seat for an hour. It is Busy who switches Chef Joy on and tells them to clean the floor. Then he brings Jerry his recharged headset, but Jerry just sits there holding it in his lap. Chef Joy finishes mopping and asks what Jerry feels like for dinner. Same reaction. Chef Joy asks Busy what they should do. Busy replies that they should make tacos because Jerry hasn't had tacos in exactly 2 weeks. Then one of Busy's alarm goes off and he heads over to a shelf to get Jerry Jr. his food. Suddenly Jerry speaks, but it isn't about tacos or fish food. Biz, I need a favour. I need you to print out all my smell charts over, let's see, the past 6 weeks. With time of day, please. You see, in 2050, everyone's personal robot has a smell recording function constantly at work. Whether they are in the same room as the owner, it's one of the many bits of health info robots record. Children wear fart bits on their waist because they run around. Grown-ups who don't tend to move very much usually have their robots nearby. 2 hours later, after looking at all the charts Busy has produced, Jerry messages Aina. Aina, I'm definitely still farty. I checked the records on Busy, my robot. You should do the same. In my case, sometimes I'm not, and it goes down to 0. But only sometimes. Other times it's really high. Unfortunately, I'm not cured. But how about you? The pattern. For a while, Jerry is super sad. Aina's message had briefly sparked hope. Could they both have got better without realising it? But no, his highs are still far too smelly, and the farting only goes down for a few hours each day. Sometimes not even that. With those numbers, no doctor would believe he was cured and let him go home. But he would try to be happy for Aina in case she got good news from her robot. He would miss watching her dance, of course, but she might soon be performing for audiences, which is what she deserves. And maybe now that they have broken the ice, they could even message each other occasionally without his needing to pretend that he is new. Incoming! It's another message from Aina. Busy reads it out. Jerry, when do you get your lows? And your zeros? I've been looking at my times as you suggested. My zeros came when I'm practicing my dancing. How about yours? Jerry has been so disappointed to see how bad his farting was that he hadn't even thought about his lows. Now he looks more closely at the times on his chart and thinks about what he might have been doing during those hours. He asks Busy to show him a record of his daily activities, then messages Aina. My lows come when I'm working on my video games. I'm a video game designer, maybe because I don't eat anything for hours while I'm working. Aina's reply is a question, a slightly odd question. Jerry, do you like what you do? I mean, designing video games. How much do you like that? This is a question Jerry can answer without thinking. It's my favourite thing. He wants to add, you might even have played my game, Dodge the Smell Monster. It's pretty famous. But he decides that would be bragging, or worse, a great dancer like her would think it was silly. Jerry eagerly waits for her reply, but this time Aina takes a while. Then she answers. Not only is it odder than her question, she sent the message to everyone at the Bad Smell Hotel. In a group message, which is what the residents normally use to ask about things that have been lost or found in common spaces, or to remind people to pay their share of a repair, Aina has made a strange request. Attention all Bad Smell Hotel residents. I am conducting a study and it would be very kind and helpful if you could participate. When you have some free time, could you please look through your smell charts over the past 2 months and let me know what you are usually doing when you get your lowest readings of the day. Only the lowest, please, or 0 if that happens. Thank you so much for your help. The more residents that participate, the more reliable the study will be. Aina, room 580. The doors of the Bad Smell Hotel may close for now, but the laughter and surprises linger. Join Xanthe next Saturday at 9:30 a.m. as we continue our adventure through the wonderful world of Leela and Rajorshi Chakraborti, published by Ahoy, an imprint of the Cuba Press. Keep your noses ready, your imagination open, and your curiosity buzzing.